We were worried. Serena Williams ex-coach Lauds Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik for filling Big Three void. The 2024 season marked a significant turning point in men's tennis, where for the first time since 2002, neither of the celebrated Big Four, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, and Andy Murray, captured a Grand Slam title. Instead, both Alcaraz, French Open, Wimbledon, and Sinner, AO, US Open, rose to the occasion. Are these two youngsters slowly and steadily following the footsteps of these tennis greats? Previously, while talking about the rise of this new rivalry and the future of tennis, Roger Federer said, "Sinner and Alcaraz like me and Nadal? It's still early, but Jannik and Carlos are from the same generation and are very strong." According to the Swiss star, he's never worried about the game because the game always creates superstars. Well, while speaking in an interview with We Love Tennis magazine, Muratoglu shed some light on Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner, who have stood up to the expectations post-Big Three era. While talking about a list of future stars including Jakub Mensik, Giovanni Mpetshi Pericard, Arthur Fils, and João Fonseca, he said, "Of the four he selected, I placed João Fonseca above the others, even if that's not the case today in terms of ranking. The Brazilian is very, very talented. He really has something. Arthur Fils has great ambitions, and he's giving himself the means to achieve them, so we have to follow him closely." After that, Serena Williams' ex-coach went on to add, "We were worried about how we would survive without the famous Big Three, but we have the answer with these talents and the new leaders Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. I would even add Alexander Zverev. I want to say that it's quite open, that there's a lot of uncertainty. I find that very exciting." Interestingly, this isn't the first time that we've seen him throwing up a few names who could possibly follow in the footsteps of the Big Three. For example, in September 2021, Patrick Muratoglu named Stefanos Tsitsipas, Daniil Medvedev, and Alexander Zverev as the closest ones to fill the gap post-Big Three era. Interestingly, other than Medvedev, 2021 US Open, neither of them has managed to win a major title so far. A year later, Muratoglu came up with some more names who he thought had a bright future. Alcaraz and Sinner will definitely win slams in the future. Medvedev and Thiem already have one slam each. Tsitsipas, Kyrgios, Berrettini, and Zverev had come very close to winning their maiden Grand Slam title. So far, Carlos Alcaraz, 22, has won 4 Grand Slam titles in his career, while Jannik Sinner, 23, has managed only 3 as of now. All 3 titles were on hard courts. What do the other tennis legends think about the prospect of having them carry forward the legacy of the Big Three? Together, the Big Three have dominated the tennis world for almost 2 decades, clinching 66 Grand Slam titles in the singles events, and they've also held the top spot in the singles ranking for almost 18 years. Quite staggering, isn't it? However, now that the golden era in the tennis world is fading away slowly, players like Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner have stepped up to take the baton forward. How different they have been from the other players on tour in the current era, though, according to Roger Federer's former coach, Paul Annacone, I think the idea that they got to spend a few years with these legends on tour to see how they do things and watch the way things work has been unbelievably educational for them. He believes they've got a chance, and they're really hungry. Moreover, he added, they've managed it so well right now, in my opinion, and have separated themselves a little bit from everybody else. According to Alcaraz, it's complicated. They have set the bar for tennis and what can be done at a stratospheric level. There are many players capable of winning a Grand Slam, of beating the best. Young people, and I include myself, the truth is that they can be fighting there for great things. But to get to the point of that rivalry between Rafa, Federer, and Djokovic, the truth is that this is practically going to be impossible to repeat. Even Holger Rune said, "We cannot compare ourselves at all yet to Novak, Rafa, and Roger." But the fact that people are starting to talk about the next Big Three is exciting. It's what makes tennis bigger, exciting. Rivalries are very important. Well, the Italian believes that the game is changing, and with the absence of the Big Three, there has been a new set of opportunities that have arisen for the youngsters. We will try and promote it in the best possible way. Hopefully, there will be new rivalries which the sport needs. We have different players and mentalities on the court and off the court, which I think is nice to see.